media we've got for, well, Old Dominion don't now look at it. Actually, no,
They got some people
they
in.
got some people.
Yeah.
Lots heck, I couldn't remember if we did or not. You know, we never did ask the kid about the long bomb
Yeah,
shot at the end of the first half.
I was going to, but I figured somebody from our media would, and nobody did.
Yeah.
We have the number 1 seed Old Dominion who won 57-56, and they'll play the winner of UAB UTSA tomorrow in the semifinals at 12:30. We have head coach Jeff Jones, the student athletes Ahmad Kaver and BJ Stiff, and we'll begin with a opening statement from Coach.
As anybody knows that saw the game, yeah, we are extremely fortunate. I thought Louisiana Tech for much of the game were the aggressors, but we kept talking to our guys about hanging in there. That's kind of where we've had some success this year in a lot of close games. Just keep grinding. We were going through some offensive drought, but so was in the second half. So was Louisiana Tech, and we just needed to, get a break or two here and there. I really think, Ahmad's defense at the point kind of gave us, the opportunity to get some stops, and we got out in transition, and we had enough offense. It wasn't pretty, but we finally had enough offense to win. We're thrilled with the win, but we didn't come here to win one.
Questions for our student athletes?
Ahmad, you had a little drive and a pole and you missed it. What happened in the final play? Like Kalu kept the ball alive and you kind of relocated to the corner?
It was just an instinct. I thought that floater was a good shot. I thought it was going to go down, but it didn't. Thank God he kept it alive. I just came in and got it. I think we're going to rely on our seniors, me, BJ, and E, to take that last shot. So whether it was me or BJ taking that shot, I was cool with, and I'm glad I made it.
BJ, you looked like obviously you weren't shooting well, but you weren't settling. When it wasn't going from the outside, how were you trying to get in a groove? Like you were going to the basket, you were coming off screens. How frustrating was it the ball just wasn't dropping for you?
Oh, yeah. The ball hasn't really been dropping for me the past 3 games, but there's no time to hold your head in the conference tournament, So instead of feeling sorry for myself, I had to find a way to get it going for my team. That's what Coach Jones told me. Coach Jones said, we see the shots not falling, but, you got to get somebody else open. Try to draw a double team, kick it to the open guy. And I just wanted to be more active, on the offensive side. I tried to take it inside, try to get some fouls, try to get to the free throw line, anything to get going, anything to keep our season alive. But shout out to Ahmad for doing that for me, doing that for us. So big shout out to him.
BJ, can you guys are down, 5 or 6. Ahmad scores your last 8 points. Can you sort of describe what you saw and how you felt about how he played in the last couple of minutes for you guys?
Shoot, Ahmad's been doing that all year, There ain't nothing new. Ahmad's been, when ODU's in a tough spot, Ahmad got the ball in his hands. Sometimes it's just how it goes. Sometimes X came up big, sometimes I come up big. Tonight it was Ahmad, and, I expect nothing less. Ahmad has played. He's been the best point guard in the conference and one of the best point guards in the country the whole year. So watching him is just like watching him every day. So I expect nothing less.
Ahmad, a couple of times, they got up by 11, and they, and then I think it was Bracy he banked a 3-pointer in, and it just kind of looked like they were destined to win.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys never. What were your thoughts when that was happening?
Possession after possession. We was down 21-0 to Western Kentucky. We was down 17 to VCU. Clearly, our team doesn't give up. We know the formula that gets us back in the game. We have to do a better job to not get in that situation, but this team never quits. I think with leadership and fight and with a coach like this that stays on us heavy, I think that's just a thing that we do. So, it kind of messed us up a little bit, but, we just stuck to it. Ain't no point of getting down in the conference tournament. It's win or go home. So we just kept going. We made some shots, got some stops, and we came out with the victory.
What were you thinking on that last shot? You knew that time was running out.
Yeah, I just I pump faked for some reason, but I knew I just had to get a shot up. hopefully we could have, if I'd have missed, got an offensive rebound, tip in or something like that. So, I mean, you got to have heart to play this game and to take them type shots. So I just wanted to make the best, I guess, shot for the team.
My coach talked about your defense on, I guess, Bracy. Did you want to make him a shooter rather than a driver? What was your approach in trying to play him?
You try to make him a shooter. He's very good at coming off them screens, and he's very fast, very quick. And if he start hitting threes, then it's hard to guard him. So I think at the beginning of the second half, I just wanted to pressure him. They were getting into their offense a little too easy, getting in there with 25, 26 seconds on the clock so they can figure out what they want to do. So I try to make them walk the ball down, get there like 19, 20 seconds. Then they don't have that much time to get into their offense. Now they're trying to go one-on-one or something like that. So I just try to put pressure on the ball, try not to foul, but still be aggressive, and we got some stops.
All right, at this point, we'll let BJ and Ahmad get back to the locker room, and we will continue with questions for Coach.
You guys go ahead. Go back on. You know how to get back to it. All right. So CBS wants them right now. All right. Yeah. Make sure the locker room's not locked.
Jeff, do you win that game without getting some points from Carver, Kalu? Like Carver kind of made an effort to be a threat.
Not a chance. You know, we after the UAB game, you know, I was on record. I think it was on the radio, but saying that some of those other guys, Carver, Ezekpa, Dickens, Wade, some of those other guys had to step up. I mean, they didn't have to be double-figure scorers, but we weren't even making layups out of those guys. You look at simply just the first half. I know we were down in the first half, but we're down by more if Carver doesn't come up with, what do you have, 6 or 7 in the first half, something like that. So for us, look, we're offensively challenged. Now that's just, there's no question. And then, when Stith and Xavier Green struggle to shoot the ball, every little bit helps. We're going to work hard on defense, and even though we were out rebounded in the first half, we came back with a vengeance on the board in the second half. So, we were doing all those other things, but sometimes you just need somebody. If it's just a layup here, a couple free throws that Kalu gave us, that's really big. And I would say, Xavier and BJ got more good looks today than they did against Southern Miss or UAB. Those last 2 losses. So it wasn't that they weren't getting looks. It's just, BJ in particular just looked out of rhythm. I mean, he missed some long, he missed some short. We're gonna need him to pop out of that if we have much hope at advancing.
Jeff, there's a very quick turnaround. What are you going to do tonight and tomorrow?
John Richardson has the scout for either team. He's watching, I guess, the end of the game now. But the film is done. The scouting report is done. It's not like we haven't faced those teams already a couple times. We just the big thing, we already sent as many guys back to the room to shower up and get ice down. We got food for them. I joked with the team that even though Coach Richardson assured me that the scout film was Oscar worthy, that wasn't going to be the deciding factor. I think getting rest, being in the right frame of mind and ready to come out and play, I think that's far more important than any scouting report. I mean, we'll do what we're supposed to do. We'll watch the film. We'll go over the scouting report, and we'll have some time in the morning as well. But the big thing is trying to get them to bed, feed them, ice them down. Kind of let the emotions settle down a little bit.
No workout tomorrow.
Well, we thought we might go for an hour, just go up and down a little bit. No workout. You're gonna, whoever it is that we're playing, you know, it's going to be a really hard fought game, and we're going to need every bit of energy and you know, emotion and everything that we need. And I don't see the benefit of having another workout. You know, when the ball's tapped, you know, tomorrow afternoon, we got to be ready.
You said earlier this year, something kind of special about this team. They tend to do this. They tend to win close games.
Yeah, I mean, we throughout the course of the season, we've won a bunch of close games. And I think I just say we just keep hanging in there. And sometimes when you hang in there, maybe the ball might bounce your way. And, you know, sometimes, as tonight, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And we were fortunate. You know, for majority of the game, Louisiana Tech was better than us, but we kept hanging in there. And obviously, especially at this time of the year, all that matters is you know, getting the W and moving forward.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations. Thank you. All right, we have Louisiana Tech head coach Eric Conkle and Amari Archibald, and we will begin with an opening statement from Coach.
Well, obviously a tough loss for us. but I couldn't be prouder of our guys for their effort, their resolve. We've been through an awful lot this year, but these guys have fought every day in practice and put themselves in a position to beat our regular season league champion. And you know, other than some incredible plays down the stretch, namely by Caver, you know, I really thought that we battled hard today. The guys put everything they had into it in the preparation, and it's the beauty and also the nastiness of basketball, of all sports, where the ball bounces one different way, you feel a whole lot different. And but Old Dominion's a very good team. You got to give a lot of credit to them for their resolve as well, and the plays they made. But really proud of our team for that fight. It's what we want to be about. Amari in particular, as well as his teammates. And I'll just end it with that.
Questions for our student athlete?
Amari, what's going through your head that last minute 30 when you guys have an 8-point lead and can't seem to get a bucket, can't seem to get a stop, and it just seems to every possession seems to nothing's going right and you can't get a stop on defense. What's going through your head and how are you trying to get the team back?
Well, first I was just thinking, like, we got to take one possession at a time. Obviously, like, every team's going to make runs, so we were just trying to stay poised.
You guys had a stretch there where you went on a big run in the second half and got a pretty sizable lead. Do you feel like you got a little bit complacent there, or was the mindset still to just go ahead and try to finish the deal?
I feel like the mindset was still to finish the deal. We probably got a little winded, but I don't want to use that as an excuse. And that's really it.
What did Caver had a tremendous game, especially towards the end there. What were you guys trying to do defensively to keep him from getting his shots?
We were just trying to keep him out of rhythm. He hit a big shot at the end. Hats off to ODU, and that's really it.
All right, we'll let Amari get back to the locker room, and we'll finish up with questions for Coach.
Coach, what was your message to the team following the game?
Well, we talked about how you know, when you invest so much in trying to become your best and compete, and you do it in front of thousands of people, moments like this are really tough. And but at the same time, the people that did watch saw a group of guys that really competed together, and that's what we want to be about. You know, we've been limited in bodies for months. These guys have shown up every day in practice and really just tried to get better. And even today, in a very limited walkthrough and shoot around to get ready to play Old Dominion, they really focus on getting better. So, you know, we just talked about that, how obviously we're disappointed. We'd love to be playing tomorrow, but that the young men in that locker room are going to be well served in life because of that mindset. And we just got to keep rallying together and keep finding ways to get better.
Coach, it seemed like they limited you on offensive glass and second chance points. You guys didn't have a lot of second chance points or second chance opportunities. Were they doing something different than they had shown on film to limit you?
Well, you know, Old Dominion's one of the best rebounding teams in the country, and especially in the second half, I thought they changed their offensive game plan where they were really trying to push it in transition and drive us. So we felt like we needed to get back. You know, we're playing with 7 or 8 guys, and we're picking up fouls. Anthony DeRuggi, second leading scorers, in foul trouble much of the game, especially the second half. And we just tried to get guys back and get our defense set as much as possible.
That bank three to put you guys up, I don't remember what it was at that point, 12 or 13. Seemed like you guys were in a pretty good position right there. What do you do to try to stem the tide of them coming back from that point?
Well, we needed to get stops. You know, Caver is an elite player. You know, I know Stith was Conference Player of the Year. He's right there with him. He made the three, the pull up, the three at the end. You know, we held him 1 of 12 from 3 in the first half. They go 3 of 6 in the second. He makes 2 of them in the last minute and a half. we were really trying to get stops and finish with a rebound. They're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. We were fighting like crazy to finish plays. And then, of course, on the other end, we had a hard time scoring. In a close game, in a close affair, going 5 of 13 from the free throw line hurts. Those are opportunities that we missed.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, we have the UAB Blazers, who won 85-76, and they advance to the semifinals tomorrow at 12:30 against number 1 seed Old Dominion. We have head coach Robert Eson and student athletes Zach Bryant and Tyreek Scott Grayson, and we will begin with an opening statement from Coach.
Yeah, I thought it was a great win for our team, a gutsy win, one where we obviously were down a lot in the first half. I thought Jackson came out of the gates really, really on fire, and I was proud of our team because at halftime we talked about coming out the same way we came out on Wednesday versus Middle Tennessee with an edge, chip away, and our team just fought back. A lot of resilience. These two played great games off the bench. I thought it was a total team effort and a great win for our program.
All right, questions for our student athletes.
Zach, tale of two halves. Talk a little bit about what your guys' mindset was at halftime and what you tried to take to the floor going out in the second half.
Well, at halftime, Coach came in. He ripped us one quick, told us that we had to just trust. Specifically, he was talking to me because I wasn't quite locked in as much, but I just trusted. And then we came out just fighting back and just going play by play, and the team bought in.
You guys shot a lot better in the second half, only shooting 36% in the first half and then 50% in the second half. Tyreek, talk a little bit about what opened up for you guys offensively.
I think we just stuck with Coach's game plan. Coach wanted us to go inside out, and I think in the first half we didn't do that, and then came out in the second half and executed the plan.
Did you guys think of Jackson and his ability to score? I mean, he's been a good player all year long. I guess either one of you, what do you guys try to do against him defensively?
Okay, really, we just wanted to play solid, try to run him off the line as well as stay in front, but we knew if we ran him off the line that we'd have a better chance of guarding because he's a very streaky shooter and get hot at any time. So that was kind of our game plan, was to stay solid, run him off the line, make him shoot contested floaters.
Coach, can you also answer that question, please?
Yeah, I thought, Jackson is one of the best scorers in our league. He didn't play in this tournament last year, so this was his first game. He was hurt last year. This was his first game in Frisco in this building, and I think as a coach, I was hoping that he'd come out maybe and not make his first couple. But our guys know. I mean, he takes and makes tough shots, and he did that in the first 10 minutes. I think we switched to zone, which really helped. I think he got tired. We tried to really move him around on the defensive end, make him guard, which I think helped. He also went down and kind of twisted his ankle. So I think all those things combined with our zone and then combined with when he started missing, I thought it kind of mentally affected their team because they were thriving really off him in that first half. When he started missing, confidence of the other guys I thought started to go down, and our kind of confidence went up.
All right, at this point, we'll let Tyreek and Zach get back to the locker room, and we will continue with questions for Coach.
Coach, it seemed like the perimeter defense for you guys was better in the second half. Part of it was them just missing shots, but were there specific adjustments you guys made to try to limit some of those shots?
We played 20 minutes of zone the whole second half, and we tried to disguise it. So some of possessions we started, it was a little bit of zone and man, kind of both at times, but we played 20 minutes of zone. Thinking off the top of my head, there's only one other game in conference, I think, where we've played this much zone. It was at Western Kentucky, and we won the game. So I thought the zone for us it just took them out of rhythm. We really could not guard them man-to-man. We've had trouble guarding them man-to-man in the previous two games. We came out, again, trying to guard them man-to-man. It wasn't successful. So as a coaching staff, we just said, let's buy into playing zone for 20 minutes. They got stagnant, and we just stuck with it.
You guys got to the free throw line quite a bit, shooting 34 and making 25 of them. Talk a little bit about the game plan and trying to capitalize on those opportunities.
Well, I thought a big key was Froning got 2 fouls in the first half, so he had to come out of the game for a good period, and he only played 21 minutes. I thought he's a big key to their team. But we were bigger and a little bit more physical. Lewis Sullivan and Mac Tarr. I thought we offensive rebounded phenomenally, 17 offensive rebounds, and that created a lot of us being around the rim. Zach gets to the free throw line 10 times, but Lewis Sullivan was the one. We tried to pound it into him. He did the same thing to Scurry at Middle Tennessee. It really got him in foul trouble, and I thought that was, as you said, a huge key to the game for us.
You guys had a lot of balance up and down the lineup, both within your starting lineup as well as the two that were in here off the bench specifically. How important is it to get that balanced attack, especially in a game where you're down a little bit at the half and fighting back to try and overtake them?
I think it's one of the things that makes our team good is, you know, there's some other, and I think it's also one of the reasons, to be honest, why our individual players did not have more individual conference awards at the end of the year. I felt personally a few of our guys deserved it, but because of our balance, the statistics don't always show. We had 4 or 5 guys last game in double figures. We had 4 games we had 4 in double figures, and Tyreek had 9. And you know, again, that's been kind of the who we are as a team. You know, nobody. You know, I think Jackson and Wallace are phenomenal players. Nobody on our team scores or shoots as much as they do. Kind of, I think it's the way we kind of run our program. And again, what I thought tonight was what really separated a tight game was Jalen Perry, who's a senior, who in the moment makes 3 or 4 shots in a row that takes us from a tie game to up 8. And again, Jalen has been our 3rd, 4th leading scorer. But when you have balance like we do, it definitely helps that.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Congratulations. All right, we have UTSA head coach Steve Henson and student athletes Javon Jackson and Nick Allen, and we'll begin with an opening statement from Coach.
Kind of a tale of two halves there. Thought early on, we had some good things going. Obviously, Javon got hot early. That helped. We were guarding early, fighting, but they exerted their will on us. Crushed us on the boards the entire time. Drove it. Just out physicaled us. Rebounding was a theme throughout the game. And their 2-3 zone. They did a nice job with that. We haven't seen a lot of zone this year. We usually run some good stuff and shoot people out of it. They stayed in it, and it affected our rhythm a little bit. But early in the second half, we made some great plays on the interior. That was the thing we had to do. We couldn't just stay out there at 23 feet. We had to get some stuff in the paint. And Giovanni drove it down in there a couple times. Byron got a floater down in there, but still had a big impact on the game. So they made the plays they needed to in the second half, and we couldn't respond.
Questions for our student athletes?
Javon, can you just talk about the second half? What changed so much? I think they went zone the entire second half. Did that kind of throw you guys out of rhythm?
Yeah, just like Coach said, it threw us off rhythm a little bit. But I mean, we had great plays in the paint, and we just couldn't convert them. We try to go inside first and then out. But I mean, we were getting great shots in the zone. We weren't making it, and like Coach said, they really just rebound was the key of the game. They really destroyed us on the rebound.
Javon, I know this feels sour right now, but what does it mean to get back out there and play in the Conference USA tournament? I know you didn't have that opportunity last year with the injury.
I mean, I was waiting for them. We was all waiting for this moment since last year ended. So I mean, we stepped out out there the first half, and I mean we wanted it, and just a couple plays in the second half that we could have changed. The whole game would have been different. But I mean, we were all excited to be here, and I mean, but that wasn't our goal. Our goal was to win it, and we didn't achieve it.
Nick, can you just talk about the emotions in the locker room and walking off the floor? Just how can you summarize what you gone through here?
It was tough. Just like Jay said, that wasn't the goal. The goal was to win it all and go to the big one, and we didn't accomplish that, and it feels strange. I don't know how to describe it. It's tough, but it's tough.
Nick, what can you say about what's going to be here next year? I know it's probably very tough for you to digest it. You know, this is sort of the end of the road for you, but what about the future of this program?
I'm super excited for it. I think they have an amazing coaching staff. I'm super proud that I got to play for them. I wouldn't play for anybody else. And I think they're going to do great. I think they're going to do amazing things, and I pray they accomplish all their goals.
Javon, can you just talk about what you've learned from Nick here? A guy has a broken toe and he's out there, giving it his all. What can you say you learned from him?
I mean, he's one of the toughest players I play with. Anything that happens to him, he's still he still keeps going. He never quits. Always works hard. I learned a lot of leadership from him, and just to keep going, no matter what's happening to your body, don't matter. Just always keep playing. And I mean, same with Gio and all the seniors. I mean, all they taught me was leadership and just how to win games. And I really thank them for them. We all gonna miss them because they're a huge part of our team.
Javon, just what's the biggest takeaway from this game moving forward as you obviously have a couple more years here?
I mean, probably just at the end of this. I mean, just really don't. Just keep playing hard. Honestly, I mean, we got all the tools we need, and we just gotta finish games. That's one thing that we probably didn't do the rest of the year. We haven't played a solid 40 minutes, and that's really our goal. Just play hard and good for 40 minutes. that's what we're trying to do next year.
All right, at this point, we'll let Javon and Nick get back to the locker room, and we'll have questions for Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Steve, there was a significant free throw disparity in the game. What can you explain that?
Pretty simple, yeah. They were just much more aggressive. Big, strong, powerful guys. They're committed to driving the basketball. And we played them at their place early in the year, and they did that very thing to us. Just drove it, and attacked us. Second time we played them, whatever that was, 10 days ago or whatever, we did a great job guarding the dribble, fighting that penetration, winning battles. You know, that's what we talked about coming in this. We're going to have to win battles. They're going to force you to do it on both ends of the floor. And the game 10 days ago, we won enough battles to win the game. Today they just kept going at us, and mostly on penetration, a little bit on post-ups, and we couldn't solve it. So it's just kind of the way they play. And, you know, on our end, with the exception of Javon, we obviously didn't get there much at all, and a lot of times he gets fouled shooting jump shots. So we don't throw the ball in the post much. Most teams don't, but we don't throw it in the post much to draw fouls. Their zone certainly made it a little harder to penetrate and draw fouls. So, yeah, the rebounding numbers and the free throw difference was pretty substantial.
Coach, what about trying to establish a third scoring option moving forward? Obviously, Keaton struggled today from behind the arc. Can you just talk about point of emphasis moving forward for next season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got some guys that I think are underappreciated with all the things they do, but honestly, we got some guys that are terrific players that just don't score the ball much, and we've got to get guys more comfortable making plays. It's been interesting. It's been a frustrating season in some regards with our offense, and yet, you know, the numbers, I haven't looked lately, but the numbers 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were the best offensive team in the league. You know, certainly we're leading the league in scoring, and but I didn't think we reached our potential, to be honest with you, on that end. I think we were close to reaching our potential defensively. Most nights we fought pretty hard, but I think there's room for growth. Obviously we're talking about next year. Then there'll be some new faces in there, but yeah, we can't just rely on Keaton and Javon. That was part of the deal. First half we had the lead, but a lot of that was just because Javon was special. You know, really, really, really special. It wasn't like we were getting terrific shots. We got to improve. We're going to spend a ton of time this off season working on our skills. Last summer we tried to bulk up a little bit, and we did in some regards. You know, certain guys look a lot better than they did a year ago, and that helped us. We're going to keep working on our skill level. Tons of skill work this year, skill development, and then we'll, you know, obviously recruiting factors into that as well. But love that group. You know, we talked about the progress we've made this year. You know, didn't really want to sit in there and talk to the guys much about the progress we've made in 3 years. Although we did thank that first recruiting class, because their response to that loss is what it should be. You know, they're in tears. It's because the bar has been raised, and they expected to win today. And they knew if we won today, we'd have a chance to fight tomorrow. And so we did talk about the progress we made since the beginning of the year. You know, those guys got better and better, and this league is good. You know, this league is good. If you're average on any given night, you're not going to win. And we weren't really good tonight. That's what we did today. We said we got to be really good to have a chance to win, and we weren't, and they were. And they've got some terrific wins. The difference between some of these teams is so tiny that you see why it's been a fun year for the league, I guess.
And Steve, just moving forward, I know you just got off the court, but what does it mean to have guys like Javon and Keaton, you know, having that huge experience as underclassmen, and not only that, being so successful moving forward, you know, not just for them, but also your program as you are building something here, you know, now third year moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, Keaton and Javon people are going to talk about them all around the country, and rightfully so. I mean, they're special players, and they've invested. You know, you can't do the things that those two do without putting in a lot of time, and they do that. Their approach is a little different, right? They're two totally different personalities, but they're very, very good friends. They pull for each other. They shoot a lot of shots together, and they'll continue to do that. And they've, you know, we thanked the first recruiting class, which is Giovanni and Byron and Mitar, because they helped us establish our identity, how we were going to conduct ourselves, how we were going to defend, how we were going to walk around campus, what we were going to do in a classroom. Giovanni and Keaton have added a high level of expectation. They're gym rats. They're basketball guys. They're basketball junkies. They expect to be great, and I'm glad that our expectations have gone from just people patting us on the back when we played okay to people being disappointed right now. I mean, there's a lot of people traveled here to watch us, and we're grateful for that. And it's tough to not deliver tonight, but expectations around our program are a lot higher, and that's a good sign.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.